Welcome to the season 4 finale of Pitt tonight. Thank you. This is our Pride episode, so it's going to be full of lions. When am I going to use all of these lion jokes then? Well, I guess we'll just take a look at the news. El Chapo's wife is trying to trademark her husband's name for a new clothing line. What would El Chapo's clothing line sell? Assless Chapos. Thank you, Mike. In local news, the unfortunately named snot otter has become Pennsylvania's official amphibian. You may be asking, why would you pick an animal with such an unfortunate name? Well, its only competition was the vaginal discharge koala, so pick your battles. As many of you know, there was a major fire in the Cathedral of Notre Dame, but there's some good news. The 200,000 bees living in the roof survived. You know what they say, when God closes a door, she burns down a cathedral and releases 200,000 bees into Paris. According to a new poll in Russia, Stalin's approval rating has a new record high. Yeah, it's crazy. It seems like the only thing at a record low in Russia is living journalists. Guys, it's true. A Canadian family drove home from Florida with a dead body to avoid paying U.S. healthcare bills. And at least it's better than last year, when they just left Granny in the Airbnb. Guys, I don't make the rules. An Indiana man is suing his parents for throwing away his porn collection. I mean, hey. When questioned, the mother said, "I'm mad, but impressed by just how many videos he got of us." Guys, this is the whole episode. This one gets worse. I'm sorry, but they're really funny, so it's good. A Denver neighborhood is changing its name to Cherry Hills after complaints about its original name, Swastika Acres. I told you guys right before this joke that they're just gonna keep going like this. And you know what? The name was dated and offensive. Who uses acres anymore? It's just such a... And finally, in Star Wars news, Mark Hamill said that Luke Skywalker didn't die a virgin. And neither did Chewie. So guys, thank you so much. We'll be right back with more Pitt tonight. Right now, give it up for the Allies of the Boulevard. Thank you, and welcome back to Pitt tonight. This week is Pride Week, which is kind of like my birthday. Since it's about me, because I'm a gay icon. I know everything about this culture. You can consider me your liaison for the evening. And this is my friend Alex. So she'll be helping me teach you everything about the gay agenda.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I'm gay myself, and
we're gonna talk about the class system.
The what?
Oh, you sweet sapling of a man. It's the system gay people are classified under. For instance, I'm a twink, which is... Come on. I'm a twink, which is of course an acronym for Top Whistler in North Korea.
No. Gay men are given labels sometimes based on their style, physique, and personality. Also, you're not a twink. You're definitely a bear.
No, don't call me that because bears are fat and I'm like not fat. Well, moving on. The LGBT community has a long history, and I'm sure if you've noticed, this episode I started to wear a handkerchief because of the hanky code. You know what the hanky code is, right?
Yeah. It was a way for gay people to quietly tell each other what types of fetishes they were into. Like red was for fisting.
Oh no. I thought it's just how we told each other what our favorite color was. Alex, what does yellow mean? Alex, what does, I don't want to know. I think I've been sending a lot of mixed signals in Posvar. I'm good. I'm good.
Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, like how about cool gay catchphrases?
Sorry, cool gay what?
Catchphrases, Alex, like it gets better and don't ask, don't tell.
Okay,
It's a secret.
I'm excited to see what you think those mean. Andrew, what does "it gets better" mean in the gay community?
It's about Riverdale. It gets better and better every episode.
How does that relate to gay culture?
There's a gay character named Kevin. He's on Riverdale.
Okay. What about "don't ask, don't tell"?
Hey, this one's also about Riverdale. Spoilers. I won't ask, and you're certainly not allowed to tell me what goes on, because I want to find out what happens to the Gargoyle King on my time.
Uh-huh. So both of those phrases are about Riverdale.
Yes, sir, and that's the T. Oh, here I go again. I'm using gay slang. Allow me to explain. T, of course, is another acronym. It stands for Teens Experiencing Adversity. In Riverdale, those kids go through a lot. One of them got mauled by a bear, which is, I can't relate to because I'm not a bear. I'm not heavy enough to maul someone. I've been really working out a lot. I'm trying my best. I'm really happy right now. I'm in a good place with myself.
None of that is true. Also, LGBTQ, it's more than just being gay. There's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer. You have an acronym for that?
No. I have a song. Hit it, boys. Okay. Wait, 1, 2, 3. And L is for the way you look at me. Gay is for the mini boys I see. B is for Barry,
Andrew.
the HBO
Andrew.
show,
Andrew,
Barry.
cut the
And
music. Cut the
T is
music.
for
And look.
It goes back to Riverdale.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true that you don't know anything at all about gay culture, but in the end, that doesn't really matter. Gay culture is whatever it means to you. Gay people aren't defined by some set of slang or hanky codes or animal names. Being a part of gay culture just means being you, even if you are the worst.
Thanks, Alex. Hey, and we'll be right back with more Pitt Tonight. Welcome back to Pitt Tonight. Our first guest tonight is a Pitt student and a member of SGB's Diversity and Inclusion Committee. Please welcome Madhu Mahesh. How are you doing? Good.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I've been doing this for like 2 seasons and I still don't know how to sit in chairs very well when I get up.
Gay people don't know how to sit in chairs.
Well, I don't think that's my excuse. I think I'm just poorly coordinated. But how are you doing?
Good.
Good. So thank you so much for coming on
Yeah,
here.
no problem.
So do you want to tell us a bit about yourself? So you're a senior.
Yeah.
How's that?
I'm done.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, I have one final.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
The
Yeah.
writers wrote that for me. We've been working on it for 3 months.
Nice. It's a good one. Good material. Good original stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So-
good. It feels good. I'm very excited to.
What
be
did you
done
graduate
and
with?
With a double major in psychology and gender, sexuality, women's studies, American Sign Language certificate, and a special education minor.
That's incredibly impressive.
Thanks.
So you also work on SGB's Diversity Inclusion
Yeah.
Committee. Do you want to talk on that at all?
Yeah, it was the very first inaugural year of the Diversity and Inclusion Committee through SGB, which was really exciting. We were able to start a foundation for a good basis of work through SGB. I think it's surprising and upsetting that took until 2019 to have the very first Diversity and Inclusion Committee. through Student Government Board, and then through that, a number of really cool initiatives that we did that are surprising to also be done for the very first year, like Pride Month that we were a part of and different things like that, that I'm excited to be able to work and increase diversity and inclusion on campus, and it's taken a long time for things to be able to change, and there's been some pretty significant changes like over the past 4 years when I've been here, but I'm excited to be able to be part of moving forward.
How do you feel about this? Do you think there's how do you feel about the queer spaces on campus?
I don't think there is one specific queer space on campus, and I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because I think queer people exist in a multitude of ways and places, and through like intersectional identities, you can't really classify a queer person as one thing. That being said, there are many bubbles of queer spaces on campus, and I'm a part of a multiple number of circles that have them, like the GSWS bubble and different things like that, that have a large number of queer people and queer people coming together. But I think a queer space is any space that a queer community is part of. Mm-hmm. And so they're just kind of everywhere, and they make little circles and bubbles around campus. And they're kind of everywhere, and you can't really classify one person as one thing. And so there are queer people through a number of things and outlets on campus. And so I feel like a big thing is like meeting different people in different spaces and seeing that queer people really exist everywhere. And that's the same can be said for the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you actually, as a queer person, got on the IFC's Healthy Masculinity panel, and I worked on with them. So IFC stands for Greek life. I don't know what their letters mean.
I think it's
I am frat
inter-fratern-
culture.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I think that's what the acronym is for. But how did you get on that panel, and what did you, so you helped with their Healthy Masculinities Week. Do you want to talk about that?
It was a time. IFC has been in charge of Healthy Masculinities Week since I got to Pitt, which is good. Like, they should be having these conversations and talking about the thing. But also, I feel like their view of masculinity was very specifically marketed towards a straight, cis, white fraternity culture, which is good, and they should be having these conversations. But masculinity does not specifically mean like manhood and what a fraternity man means. And so I was able to get myself through kind of knocking on a bunch of doors and putting myself in spaces onto this planning committee where I helped expand the notion of masculinities and what manhood meant, and how non-binary people and queer people and trans people and everyone really does masculinities in a specific way. And so I was able to have them think about masculinities and Masculinities Week in a different way and have more of a collaborative effort, which was cool and exciting and really nice to be able to see the payoff of a lot of work.
No, we met working on that, and one of the things we bonded over was our love of boots. Yes. And I don't talk about interesting things ever. But you told me you had a pair of gay boots. Do you want to, I think you're wearing them now. They're very cute.
Thank you.
Do you want to just tell us about those gay boots of yours?
My gay boots, as they're lovingly known amongst my circle, are the reason that I accidentally came out to my parents last year on Mother's Day.
Okay.
Yeah. It was great. It was fine. It was an interesting time. We went shoe shopping at DSW as one does on Mother's Day, obviously.
We just go to peace protest for my Mother's Day. Sorry, she's here. Hey, Mom, but that's what we do. That's what we do as a Quaker family.
Very fun.
No, so you were at DSW.
Yeah, we were at DSW, and I feel like along the course of my queerness, I came out to my friends and myself, I think, end of freshman year, sophomore year-ish, so not too long ago, but to my family pretty recently last May. And it was because of these boots and because my parents have been noticing how I've been dressing weird, which is code for queer. We bought the boots and we came home and we're talking and they were like making fun of me for my shoes. It was fine. It was loving, happy, like family joking time. And then my mom looks at me a minute later and she goes, you know, at least you have like a weird fashion sense. It's not like next you're gonna say you're gay or anything. And then I hesitated a little bit too long and it just kind of happened from there. But it was good and we're moving forward and it's a work in progress, yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking about labels in the LGBTQ plus community. How do you think that like labels limit our community? And like, how do you think that contributes to, like, to cancel culture?
Oh yeah, I think there's a lot of power in identity, and
right.
That is what creates a community. But also, I feel like it creates a lot of internalized gatekeeping within the community, being very tied to respectability and identity politics within it. So I think being very tied to the LGBTQIA, whatever you have it, is really good in the sense that it creates a community, but also creates a system of hierarchies within it for who's allowed to be what and who's allowed to be in these spaces. And so I think that kind of reifies various systems of cancel culture, where I feel like the various stereotypes that people embody to be part of a specific group kind of also works to be their downfall in specific cases.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think, this is kind of shifting gears, but what are some of your favorite types of queer media to consume that you really just like love?
Yeah, queer people of color are the best, and they're amazing. And so Janelle Monáe is one of my favorites. Dirty Computer changed my life. We did, and I love her so much.
It is, I think, the best movie of last year.
Good.
It was so good.
It was amazing. Yeah, I watched it on YouTube like multiple times.
It just was very amazing.
It's
She
so
had
good.
the most amazing costumes, from vagina pants to just
Vagina
other
pants
great.
were a good time.
Yeah, she just was. I love Janelle Monáe. We're actually trying to get her as a musical guest.
Cool. Let me know how that
Do you think
goes.
it's gonna
I'll be back.
happen?
We'll see how Pitt's funding goes. But yeah, if that happens,
Well, no,
I will
we're
be
not.
back.
We're actually trying, so we're not going through Pitt's funding. But damn.
Yikes. I can make jokes like this. I haven't graduated yet, so
No, it's okay.
we'll see.
So, since you haven't, is there any events you want to plug before you graduate, or?
I'm done. I'm getting out. No, I love Pitt, and I've loved my 4 years here, but like I'm done organizing things. I've been super involved in campus, so I'm super proud of all the things that have been happening. So, also for next year, I'm hoping Pride Month happens again. So through SGB, Andrew and I were part of doing the very first Pride Month and Pride celebration at Pitt, which is super exciting. And so I'm hoping we laid a strong enough foundation that keeps going and continuing throughout years. So plug that, super early plug for next year. Yeah.
For sure. Well, you're gonna stay with me for a bit, and we'll be right back with a game. So hey, stay right there. Just kidding, you can't leave, the doors are locked. No, we'll be right back with more Pitt Tonight, so stay here, I guess. Hit it! Welcome back to Pitt Tonight. I'm here with Madhu, and we're going to play a game. So we talked earlier about cancel culture, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to help me cancel a few things. So I'm going to give you two choices.
Okay.
And you have to tell me what's canceled.
All right. In true white gay cat fashion. Ready?
Oh, yeah. Don't worry, I'm a very good token white gay. Mom. So a blender or a toaster, what are we canceling?
I'm gonna cancel the toaster because I burnt my finger this morning, but also I made a bomb smoothie, so we're pro blender.
I'm still rolling for you calling me out for being a token white gay, so yeah, we're canceling that. Okay, the Applebee's or Cracker Barrel, what should we get rid of?
Oh, we're canceling Cracker Barrel because I'm scared of that. I've never been inside a Cracker Barrel and I have no plans on starting.
So when something's different and scary, we should cancel it. Okay.
Only when it's a dominant power.
It's okay. Yeah. No, when I'm afraid of things, I'm just like, no. Also, I went to the Applebee's after prom and got for the 2 for $20 by myself, and it was really romantic. It was junior prom, don't worry. There's so many good ones. French people. Or French bread, what's gotta go?
That's hard.
I disagree.
I had a bread-themed 21st birthday party, so bread has a special place in my heart.
No, talk about it. What does that even mean?
My 21st birthday party was bread.
Do you just have mead? Like?
No, people brought bread, and there was like a wall of bread and pictures of me photoshopped onto bread. It was wonderful.
No, Wes, I'm with you. That's.
No, it was wonderful. I have a very.
What's your favorite type of bread?
Brioche.
Okay, so I'm guessing you're keeping bread.
I'm keeping the bread.
That's the right answer. Okay, so we have bell bottoms.
Okay.
And then the moon.
Both queer icons.
Both queer icons, only one can stay.
I heard Mamma Mia, you're like the Pitt Tonight crew
Yeah.
jamming out to Mamma Mia today, so we're canceling the moon, sorry.
Where's our moon? Okay. So we have a few more for you.
I'm stressed where this is going.
You're stressed?
I'm stressed.
Okay, it's the color red or the number 7. I mean, both have such problematic history,
Yeah,
so like.
yeah, for sure. Red. I have no reasoning, just
It's
red.
fair, it's fair. That's what cancel culture's about.
Yeah,
No!
no base.
Don't like it! I was gonna make a mess, but then I don't want someone to clean that up for me. Okay, so we have a few more for you. We have a few more for you. We have my mom or my dad. This is what they look.
Specific parents.
Well, yeah. Can't you tell?
Yeah, the resemblance is uncanny. I don't know. They both seem like lovely people. I don't know. Let's cancel the dad. I don't know. Cancel no one. Sorry, Dad, if he's here.
No, he's there.
Hi, Dad.
This is
Sorry.
that white guy waving to you. That's
Twisted
him.
my arm.
And then that's my sister, and that's my mom.
Hi, Mom. I'm on Team Mom today.
That's fair. She's really cool. She's pretty great. So, like, Pitt or global warming?
Like canceling Pitt totally.
Like, just being like, it's, yeah, just everything about the institution,
There's so much wrong with
Daddy
that.
Gallagher, all of it. What are you canceling?
I'll be canceling Pitt in about a week, so let's cancel global warming.
Why?
Because
Okay.
weather, it's hot, you know.
Yeah, I like
Global
winter.
warming is very bad. We don't like, climate change is bad.
Okay, our last one. Okay, this is for everything. Uno or Marge Simpson.
I've never watched The Simpsons, so maybe we'll cancel Marge. Yeah, I've never.
Madhu, it's me, Marge Simpson.
Yeah, it feels like a really white person thing, so we're just gonna cancel that.
She's a cartoon. Who's a white person? Fair enough. Madhu, thank you so much for coming
Thank
and
you for
hanging out with
having
me.
me.
Thank you for letting me play this game. And yeah, so those people who are starting to give us like smattering of applause, keep that up right now. Thank you, Madhu.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with another guest, and stay tuned to Pitt Tonight. Hey, welcome back to Pitt Tonight. Our next guest is a member of the Stonewall Kickball organization and a local Pittsburgh drag queen. Please give it up for Jenny Sais. Quoi. Oh my God. Hello. Thank you. Have a seat. Thank you so much for coming on, Jenny.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fantastic. It's super wet, so I'm matted. I have hair super glued to every part of me. And feeling great.
Good. I was gonna wear the same thing, but I decided to go for this, so I'm happy we coordinated.
I knew we shopped at the same Dollar Tree.
Yeah, actually. So you're a member of the Stonewall Kickball team, or Stonewall Kickball. How did you get involved with that, and what's it mean to play kickball in that capacity?
Okay, so Stonewall Kickball, to begin with, is a really great organization. They're organized under Stonewall Alliance, and they have 6 sports active right now. I got involved in 2011, originally through their dodgeball league. I was recently single and didn't really have any friends, so my sister had messaged me and said that she was joining a team. I joined, had a ton of fun, and I ended up registering as a captain, putting a team together for the kickball league. Loved it, ended up on the board for years. I worked as an event coordinator, an outreach director, and until this past spring. But it's really great way to meet people, have that sense of camaraderie with the community, and just get some exercise, be outside.
It's very different than most queer spaces, which are like bars and clubs and like just gay things and stuff like that. Like, what's the no? It is very different than like kickball, but like athleticism is not really a queer-dominated space.
It's the bar in Arsenal Park every Sunday.
Okay, well, fair enough.
No, it is very different. It lets people do the things that you couldn't necessarily do in high school and middle school and elementary school because you were getting bullied by people for being different and showing up to school in heels.
Fair enough. So how did you get started in drag?
I started in 2007, and I had always had an interest in the flamboyant, cross-dressing, if you will, specifically from old John Waters movies, Rocky Horror. My mom in 10th grade wrote a note to my band director letting him know that my fake aunt had died so we could go see Rocky Horror instead of going to a performance. And I was at Clarion University, and we had an event. It was either Rocky Horror themed, or we also had a gender-bending ball. And that was the first time that I ever put on drag, and it was just so much fun. I had a great night, and that's when I started seeking out spaces to perform.
It's so fun, because I feel like almost every kind of queer performance artist I know has like a moment with like Rocky Horror, where they're just like, oh, this is when, like I remember skipping someone's like 7th grade birthday and just sitting in my basement watching Rocky Horror and just being like, oh, this is everything. Like, why do you think that movie in particular has such like a magic to it?
Well, specifically for people my age, it's because it was on VH1 all the time.
That's fair.
All the time. When I was in like middle school and my parents were in the other room, I'd be like flipping back and forth, and then I got caught one day and my mom was like, I love this movie! And so it was, yeah, but it was also like groundbreaking at its time for what it displayed on stage, on the main stage in the West End, and then when it was brought to the US and in movie form, obviously it's pretty well known that it was a huge flop when it came out, but with the cult following and just how it's grown, it's everywhere.
Yeah. So do you think there's a mold for drag for people like who approach? Is there like a mold that people approach drag for?
Absolutely not. I mean, I can cram this Jell-O into any mold that I can find, but I don't think that there is a mold, and I think that a lot of it is just exploring what you're into, what you like to do, and really making it your own. Like, I'm not gonna look like a woman. I'm a big, fat, hairy dude. So I'm gonna look like the cat that Garfield's really into from the comic strip.
That's a beautiful deep cut. Sorry. That's a very accurate and that just tickled me. Okay, so you say you do messy drag. What does that mean, and where do you get the idea of like messy drag?
Have you seen me?
Yeah.
Well, so when I first started doing drag, I went to the mall and I picked out like whatever dress from Charlotte Russe or Rue 21 was in the front window, and I sausage crammed myself into it, and I played whatever song had just came out, and I walked back and forth across the stage, and I was terrible, and everyone hated it. And so I did this performance for a fundraiser for the International Gay Bowling Organization. And one of my favorite songs is Painted by Numbers by The Sounds. And I had this idea where I had these leggings that had numbers on them, and I was just gonna take these paints and basically like finger paint in the numbers whenever I did it. And I started doing it, and I was like, wow, this is boring. And so I just stand up, I jump off the stage, and then I start dumping paint all over myself, and it was the most fun I've ever had doing a show.
That's what I did last episode, so that's like so funny. Guess we think a lot alike. It's clearly this is a lot of work, and it's definitely hard to be in the drag scene. Like, how do you get yourself to do it?
I just enjoy doing it. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to get into the drag scene, and like as I said, when I first started out, I did it for years and No one would book me, no one wanted to book me. I showed up to their Ultra Lounge's drag search competition every month and always came in third out of third. And
Top three.
I kept doing it, and I started integrating it into my everyday life. I've cosplayed for a long time, so I started integrating it into that. I have been involved in community outreach, so when I'm having an event, I'm gonna make an outfit that goes along with that event. I'm gonna run around the city in whatever I look like just to make people remember me. And I have a great time whenever I do that. And that's how I've gotten more comfortable in it and just kind of made myself known and got to express myself the way that I do.
That's amazing. Well, you mentioned events. Are there any events you'd like to plug?
There aren't specific events, but as we talked about Stonewall Kickball, Kickball's currently in action, but we're also in registration right now for our bowling league. We have sand volleyball coming up soon. In addition, I'm in the Steel City Softball League, another really great LGBTQIA inclusive organization, great way to meet people, and their registration for their season is open right now as well.
That's awesome. So we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the game with Jenny Say Quoi. So stay tuned for that. Don't touch that dial. So we're here with Jenny Say Quoi for another game. And what we'll be doing is we're going to be taking these adorable teddy bears and turning them into fierce drag queen teddy bears. But there's one challenge. We have a minute to do it. Now, Jenny, we have to come up with bears with a story, with a message, and a great look. Do you think you're up for the task?
I have a drag daughter, so I know that I can do it.
I do this, so we'll see. Okay, so put I don't know, a minute on the clock, but in music. You guys know how to do that, right? Okay, go. Okay, wait, so what's your drag daughter's name?
Misty Hydrated.
Oh, that's,
I always tell her that you should look like if you were in a casino, someone could say, "Ooh, she's had a rough life."
do you have any recommendations for how to keep wigs on heads?
I super glue mine personally,
Okay.
but in a pinch, just get behind it like you do with every other bear.
Fair enough. Okay, so do you want to go first, Jenny? Tell me about your bear.
Well, my bear is moonlighting as a cougar. If you've never been to cheerleaders on $2 Tuesdays, then you haven't seen this woman, but she is real sexy. And if you pay her about $20, then she'll be real sexy behind the dumpster.
What are some of her favorite hobbies?
HJs, BJs. Oh, hopscotch.
That's good. Anything else you want to say about your bear?
I'm sorry.
Oh, fair enough. I decided to model my bear after a woman, particularly Joan Rivers, because I relate to having failing late night shows. It was in the 80s, it was a thing. I also have beef with Johnny Carson. Yeah, so I think her catchphrases include, "It's me, a giant teddy bear drag queen, and I can keep this wig on, and I'm not holding it on with my hands."
I mean, I've been holding mine on with my shoulders.
Well, that's... Listen, I just have mine stapled in. So, audience, can we get a round of applause for my bear? Okay. If you think Jenny's bear's better, you can clap too. Okay. Well, I guess you win by default, Jenny. Or it's a tie. Or it's a tie, I guess.
At least my wig wasn't parliamentary.
I don't even know what that means when it comes to wigs.
It
Bad.
got ringlet curls and it smells like powder.
I think it smells like chips more, but thank you so much for coming out, Jenny. We'll be right back with a performance from Mercy Lemon. So stay here, and these bears will be gone, and we'll have our musical act. So see you in a minute. Thank you so much. Hey, welcome back to Pitt tonight. Please welcome to the stage a Pittsburgh-based independent artist whose music you can find on Bandcamp and Spotify. Give it up for Merce Lemon.
We're ready. Those eyes falling quick to their depths, not a word in me left for those eyes. Those eyes pulled me right up in the nick of time. Powerful stare with a drop of despair for those eyes, for those eyes. Those eyes falling hard for their glare, not a breath in the air for those eyes. Those eyes pulled me right up in the nick of time. Powerful stare with a drop of despair for those eyes, for those eyes. For those eyes, for those eyes, for those eyes, for those eyes. Thank you. This is my dad. He plays guitar in my band. There's sand between my toes, and now it's covering my sheets. Your shoulder tastes like salt.
guys, thank you so much to everyone who came out. This has been our season finale. Thank you, Madhu, Mahesh, Jenny, Sais, Quoi, Merce, Lemon, and everyone else. Thank you so much. But most importantly, can Annabelle Hamflick please come to the stage? I'm so thankful for everyone who works on Pitt tonight. This show wouldn't happen with all these great people. But like, for real, the show actually would not happen without Annabelle. Like, Annabelle is the heart and soul of Pitt tonight. I've worked with her for 2 years, and I'm honored. She's my best friend. She's just the hardest working, kindest person I've ever met. And we love you so much, and we're gonna miss you so much. Thank you for working with me. I love you. And that's been season 4. So thank you guys.